Hi there, it's Steph. Thanks for popping by. Today I wanted to share with you another card I made using the Lawn Fawn stamp set called Critters from the Sea, and I'm pretty excited about that card, so I hope you will like it too. I started by using my embossing buddy tool to remove the statics from my Nina Solar White card, and I stamped with some Versamark ink, and then I used some Ranger's Superfine white embossing powder. And I did that in 2 or 3 different stages, and I did reapply the buddy bag when needed, so don't hesitate to use yours even several times, because with the fingers going all over the place is probably the wisest thing to do. So once I was done with that, I attached my piece of cardstock onto a mat with some painter's tape. And what I tend to do is that I put it on my trousers, and then I take it off, and it makes it slightly less sticky. So when I pull it off, it doesn't tear the paper, basically. So that's just how I do it. You may find it useful. So I started watercoloring with some Ranger Distress ink, and I used a large round brush because I wasn't going for detail and precision here. Basically coloring the images, but I offset the coloring by about, let's say, 2 mm roughly. So I'm a little bit outside on one side and inside on the other side, and I've seen people do that on Instagram, and these people did inspire me, obviously, and I thought it looked really nice, particularly with the white borders with the embossing powder. So I picked the rainbow colors there. So the Ranger Distress ink I used are Festive Berry, Spice Marmalade, Squeeze Lemonade, Mowed Lawn, Peacock Feathers, Salty Ocean, and Dusty Concord. And for the background, I used some Broken China, because I think Tombow Glass would have been a bit too light for the sea color, so Broken China just worked out fine for me. So I basically did, I painted one layer for each images, very light, so a lot of water in my ink, and then I let it dry, or some of it dries out because you paint around, but otherwise I used my heat gun just to make sure that everything was dry. And then I go around for a second layer, but I don't paint the whole image, I just paint part of it to create some sort of shading, really. And then I use the heat gun again, and then I add a third layer, and I think the third layer was the last one. So I'm gonna let you enjoy a little bit of coloring. I'm gonna put a little bit of musical background, and then I will come back to talk you through the latest part of the card making. Talk to you in a moment. coloring part, then I trimmed my card to size and I stamped my gritting. And that's kind of where I went wrong, and I sped it up quite a lot. I decided that it would be nice to write over the stamped gritting with a glittery pen, because there was nothing really black on my card and I didn't want to contrast too much. And I did that. I added a wink of Stella, with a very light hand, by the way, because it's distressing, so it lifts off and it transfers, so you have to be careful. And then I dried it and I glued it onto my card, and for some reason the ink of the pen, the glittery pen, was not dry. So when I did what I'm about to do, it just bled all over, which was quite annoying at the end of a whole, painting a whole background. And I thought, I'm not losing my card, I'm gonna find a way to fix it. So I've basically did a bit of watercoloring on a spare piece of cardstock, with the same technique. So I added 3 different layers to create a bit of depth, and I did this broken china blue that I hoped would contrast with the top of the card that was lighter than the bottom. And I stamped my gritting on it, embossed it, and then I cut a little circle out of it. And finally I put some double-sided tape and I just glued it on the top of the gritting that didn't go quite well. And I think actually that worked out much better than I hoped. So I was actually really pleased with that. I added a little white stitched border, which I think looks really nice. And that was it really. So I hope you like it. If you want to see close-up photos, please head over to my blog. And if you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day. Bye!